Hello and welcome to the Empowered, Sensitive and Creative podcast. My name is Rim. I'm an artist, a certified life coach and an NLP practitioner, and the creator of the Empowered, Sensitive and Creative retreats. Passionate about celebrating joy and beauty in the everyday, especially when things are falling apart, I'm insatiably curious about human nature, and I look into the world with reverence, awe, and a sense of wonder. Tune in for stories exploring healing through creativity, art, embracing sensitivity, and navigating the subconscious mind. I'll talk about the struggles that highly sensitive and creative people face, and share my experiences, insights, and favorite tools along the way. I'm here to empower you to turn what we often deem to be a curse into your biggest gift. I believe that the more we create together, the more we heal the world. So let's dive in. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Empowered, Sensitive and Creative podcast. I'm so happy and grateful for you tuning in. Hello, today I have something slightly different. I have a visualization that I've created specially for you. So this podcast episode will be in two parts. First, I'm going to introduce my why I've recorded that specific visualization and why I think it's important. If you'd like to go directly to the meditation, you can go directly, fast forward to 20 minutes, 49 seconds. If I manage to find out how to do it, I've put the timestamp in the show notes. The meditation is about 8 minutes, and you need to do it in a quiet space while not driving at any time of the day. Just make sure you're not going to be disturbed. So first things first, the podcast episode. If you've been listening to this podcast for a while, you know that I quite like human design, and sometimes I share my reflections about it here. I particularly like the fact that human design is a system connecting us to the solar system and how this can provide opportunities for growth and transformation. So human design is not astrology, but it kind of incorporates some part of it. And as you know, there's a lot going on out there in the cosmos, and it's impacting us, little humans. Transits deal with how the movement of planets in the solar system affects us here on Earth. As planets move in a line with different constellations, these alignments are said to influence our energy fields. You may not be aware of it, but after a while, trying to, if you focus your attention on it, not 24/7, but if you set the intention to be more connected or to notice this connection, you will notice it. After a while, it kind of takes on you. You can feel it. I find this so amazing, honestly, to know that we are whole, we are not separated. We have this solar system, the cosmos, the universe, that is also beating in our heart, in a way. It's a metaphor, of course. And these days, the transit is in gate 15. It's the gate of extremes. And that's an interesting notion, isn't it? Extremes. Human nature is so extreme in so many ways. Gate 15 brings the energy of embracing extremes and honoring your own unique rhythm. And that's totally up my alley. And you know how our brain like to take some things that seemingly are not related and like to create patterns and try to make connections between things. And that's exactly how my brain works. If you're a highly sensitive person listening to this, and you probably are, your brain probably works in similar ways. So for me, how it showed up, I read about the transit 15 and then I went to take a shower, as one does. And suddenly, bam, I had images flooding my head. And what comes to my mind is an Australian series that I really like It's a detective stories plus fabulous decor and outfits from the 20s. So that means it's exactly my guilty, not so guilty pleasure, pun intended. And anyway, it's called Miss Fisher's Detective something. I forgot the title, the exact title, but if you're interested to find out about it, you can Google Miss Fisher, Franny Fisher, Miss Detective, something like that. You will find it. So the main character, Miss Franny Fisher, she seems very carefree. She's audacious. She's playful, and when her crush, the inspector detective, he's a more serious man, and at some point he reproaches her not to take things seriously. And she replies that since the end of the war, the First World War, she hasn't taken anything seriously. And that made me think about our own lives. In these modern times, many of us have been blessed not to go through a war, but in fact we have our own personal wars on a micro level. I often feel that wars are a macro reflection of what's going on at a micro level. Look, we've all had big challenges in our lives, obstacles, family issues, relationship dramas, even tragedies. And please don't judge the level of hardship someone's gone through, because we all experience pain in different ways. So I think it's not helpful. Like, actually, there is no point saying, oh, but what I've gone through is worse, it's more dramatic, so I've gone through more pain than they have. They don't really know what pain is, because we don't know. First, we don't know all the details of somebody else's stories, and we don't know how they feel. Maybe they have a lower tolerance to pain, or maybe for them that was a super big deal. Maybe for you it's not that important, but for them it was. You know what I mean? So it's like we can't really compare. It's we all have our own things. So many of us have had pretty shitty things happening to us at some point or another. Maybe we've even done shitty things ourselves or said shitty things. And if you're telling me, oh, no way, I'm a super nice, super kind person, never harming anyone, then I want to ask you, even not yourself, like, did you never say something shitty to yourself or done something shitty to yourself? I don't think so. Most of us learn to berate ourselves in one way or another anyway. It's part of the human condition. Self-criticism is huge. Self-neglect is unfortunately also huge. Anyway, the reason why I wanted to talk about that is not to complain or throw a pity party and so on, but it's more about the idea of what do we choose when we are facing extreme situations, extreme pain, extreme disappointment. So a question I have is that so unreasonable to choose not to take things personally, like Franny Fisher? Who, by the way, is a very responsible woman in all things that truly matter, her well-being, the care and well-being of her closed ones, those who work for her, with her, her colleagues, her friends. And she's preventing and solving crime, so she really cares about innocent people who are not related to her, not always related to her. So I would say she's a very, very, very responsible woman, in fact. But I think what she meant is she doesn't sweat the small stuff. When you've been through hell, you can put things into perspective and more really enjoy the little things. Okay, I'm gonna give you a concrete example. Me personally, since I turned about 10 years old, my family life has been a slow descent into utter craziness and madness. Hell, disappearance, ridiculous disaster, I alternate the attributes description depending on the day, of my mood. It's like my family has become nothing, really. It's gone. And that's okay now. I reached a moment when I no longer care. Like, really. Now I'm like, whatever. I've made peace with the fact that my family is non-existent to me. I've made that choice. keeping them into my life and caring about their actions and their words was driving me crazy over and over and over again. Recently, there was the latest dark episode, and honestly, while I was of course sad, yeah, it's still painful, it hurts. I'm a human being. The only thing I could tell myself over and over again is, I choose light, I choose light, I choose light. Some people are just really not willing to find peace, to find harmony, to find balance, compromise, love, etc. They just want to be right. They just want to win, no matter what. They want to destroy others who are different. Sounds familiar? Yes, it's exactly like a war. In my case, many of my family members passed away already. And those who remain, except my mom, and my niece and nephew, they are innocent. They are children, but I don't know for how long they will be innocent. But anyway, only the future will tell. So for now, I would say there's my mom, right? So the rest of my family, most of them, they just want to be right. They want to win, and they want to destroy others who are different. They also want to take advantage. They mostly think about what's in it for them. There's a lot of fighting, a lot of arguing, a lot of hating going on. And it's so easy to get sucked into their circus. And honestly, I used to, but I no longer do, because I choose the light. So for me, that's a great reminder. It was a great reminder. It was like a mantra, in fact. Like, remember, Reem, don't get sucked up into that madness. Choose the light. You choose the light. To me, that means choosing consciously to caring only about truly matters. Giving up my anxiety, no longer trying to control outcomes, no longer trying to convince others of my beliefs, my opinions, no longer trying to convince others to be reasonable. No longer freaking out when things aren't happening as I planned. Also, sometimes I noticed that in my reactions and behaviors, there were some seeds of my family's attitudes and beliefs. And that was very sobering when I made that realization, because I really don't want to be that sort of person. Not anymore. It's not helpful to me. It's not helpful to my well-being. It's not helpful to my sanity. It's only when I behave in that way, actually I'm not contributing to light, I'm contributing to more darkness. I don't want that. And I know it's easier said than done, and it's not 100% like that. I'm a human, I'm not a robot. I'm not trying to pretend I'm better than my family, because who's to judge? I don't know. I just live my life in my head, in my skin, in my body, in my brain, in my heart, in my soul. And I can only judge for myself. And for me, I evaluated my family's way of doing things as a whole, and how I used to feel so miserable before, and how when I choose differently, I feel much better, I feel more energy, I feel happier. And it's much better for me. I feel like more aligned. I feel more myself. At least the version of myself I want to be. Because when you've been through so much darkness and so much pain, there's a point of no return. When you just can't take it anymore. You know what I mean? It's just too much. You just realize it's just madness. It's pointless. It's not gonna change. Just trying to make the situation change is madness. I've accepted the fact that I cannot change my family. I cannot change who they are. I can't even change their actions. And I don't want to. They have their story, their path. It's their life. It's their choice. Their responsibility, not mine. At some point, our paths have crossed until it doesn't anymore. So for me, it can look like I focus on the fact that I don't want to destroy, but I want to build. I want to create. I want to contribute to the light of this world. In my way, in the small ways I can do it. And I think that we can better contribute to the light when we have faced darkness. It brings so much more empathy, compassion, understanding. It brings purpose into our lives. Something bigger than us that helps us to keep going, not fretting the little things that so often stop us in our tracks. So, as I'm speaking, I feel like it's funny because in a way, darkness brings us depth, and depth brings us a capacity to approach life with fresh eyes and rediscover the joy in simple things. So, depth can bring us simplicity, grace, ease. Ooh, a bit like childlike energy. Isn't that interesting? Choosing the light to me means embracing a more light-hearted approach to life. In my case, cutting most ties with my family. I had to mourn the notion of my family, at least family as I knew it. I felt a bit empty and sort of naked for a while. And a bit is an understatement. It was rough. Especially for me, because when I was a young child, I was really proud of having a perfect family. Or so I thought. I remember congratulating myself on my good luck. And in my birth chart, the fourth house, which is the house of family, foundation, structure, is quite prominent. I have a lot of planets there. So it means it's an important theme in my life. So it was particularly painful for me to grieve my family or lack thereof. And there was this sensation of vacuum afterwards. Like, what's next? What's my life without any families? Like, I don't have a father, I don't have siblings anymore, I don't have aunts, uncles, cousins, no grandparents left. So where are my structures, my foundations? I did feel ungrounded and unbalanced for a while because it was a bit strange. And what really helped was to explore my new life, new situation through the eyes of a child. I felt like actually, in fact, I was given the chance to explore and discover what grounding means to me, to give myself new foundations. My family life, my family structure was very ungrounded, very unbalanced. Now I had the chance. Now I don't have a family anymore. So I can choose and I can decide for myself what is going to look like. And interestingly, it's really when I put the limits, like I draw the line on the sand with my family. It was like, I'm done. It freed up space, energy, time. I don't know how, but it's kind of freed energy for me to dive deeper into my creativity, into my playfulness. Like I felt like during all those years that I was sucked up in my family drama, I was losing touch with my playfulness. Like I felt like it was harder to find joy. I did find joy in some moments, joyful moments, a party, playing with my dog, seeing a child laughing, these kind of things, like having a good news. These are joyful moments. But when I mean joy, I also mean like the joy of being alive, the conscious joy, the inner child joy. And I really believe that reconnecting with your playful side can be so very healing. So this is my personal experience. But what about you? In every challenge, hardship, personal war, we experience a sense of loss, right? Something that is gone, changed forever. And then comes the lack of balance. There is a void. Perhaps you don't have to build a new sense of familial foundations, but perhaps you are exploring new foundations in your romantic life, or when it comes to your career, in the way you approach your downtime, your health, raising your children. Well, that's family, actually. Or the way you talk to yourself. What have you been grieving? What needs a new breath of life? Where do you choose light? Or where do you need to choose light? Pay attention to your inner child. It will give you some hints. What brings you joy? What playful activities have you been neglecting? What in your life needs to be re-examined with fresh eyes? What new experiences can you embrace? What extremes are or have been present in your life? What did you learn from that? What in your life is asking you not to be taken so seriously anymore? And with this in mind, I've created a mini grounding visualization. Not only it's relaxing, but it's also great to instill a sense of joy, wonder, and a spark of curiosity to go explore your life with a renewed sense of lightness. And if you'd like to expand on the benefits of creative mindfulness, I've created coloring pages, a collection of 22 drawings of an enchanted garden with empowering words. It's a great companion for relaxation, grounding, and a reminder to choose light each and every day. And 10% of the proceeds will go to Save the Children, a charity organization to bring help and support to the children of this world who are going through hell and macro level wars. If you're interested, you can find the link in the show notes. And now it's visualization meditation time. Enjoy. See you next time. Begin by taking a few deep breaths, allowing your body to sink into a comfortable position. Feet flat on the floor. Wiggle your toes gently, feeling your connection to the ground. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing before a long, low hallway, its walls lined with curious paintings and dusty bookshelves. The air is still and silent, filled with a sense of anticipation. Take a deep breath and begin walking down the hallway. With each step, feel yourself becoming more relaxed and centered. Notice any details that catch your eye in the paintings or books. Perhaps you hear a faint echo of laughter or the distant chirp of a bird. As you continue walking, you see a heavy oak door at the end of the hallway. The wood is a deep, rich brown, and ornate carvings hint at the wonders that lie beyond. Reach out and place your hand on the cool brass knob. Take a moment to pause and savor the anticipation. With a gentle creak, the door swings open, revealing a burst of sunlight and color. Step through the doorway and into a hidden garden unlike any you've ever seen. Lush greenery surrounds you, and sunlight filters through the leaves, casting dappled shadows on the soft grass beneath your bare feet. Feel the cool earth press against your soles, grounding you in the present moment. Wiggle your toes once again, digging them deeper into the soft soil, and feel a surge of energy flow from the earth up into your legs. Breathe in the fresh air, filled with a sweet scent of blooming flowers. Listen to the delightful melody of birds chirping cheerfully in the branches. Look up and admire the playful dance of colorful clouds, their hues shifting and swirling across the vast blue sky. Feel the warmth of the sun on your skin. Stretch your arms high above your head, reaching for the sun's energy. Imagine a tingling sensation starting at the crown of your head and flowing down your body, connecting you to the expansive sky. Notice a charming brick wall bordering one side of the garden. As you watch in wonder, the bricks slowly begin to disappear, one by one, replaced by vibrant flowers and climbing lines expanding the garden. Feel the warmth of the sun on your skin and savor the sweet fragrance of the newly revealed blooms. Now, embark on a journey deeper into the garden. Follow a winding path bordered by smooth, cool stones. Feel the texture of the stones beneath your feet, and with each step, feel yourself becoming more grounded and connected to the earth's energy. As you explore further, you come across a hidden clearing. In the center, there's a magnificent tree unlike any you've ever seen. Its branches are adorned with glowing fruit of every color imaginable. These fruits represent the unique experiences and knowledge waiting to be discovered. Imagine the satisfying sound of a ripe fruit detaching from the branch as you reach out and pluck it. Take a bite and savor its sweetness on your tongue. Feel the juicy texture between your teeth. This fruit embodies the knowledge and joy you can gain by embracing the present moment and exploring your curiosity. Spend some time basking in the energy of this enchanted garden. Let the playful atmosphere, the vibrant colors, the joyful birdsong, and the sweet fragrance of the flowers fill you with a sense of childlike wonder. Feel yourself becoming even more grounded and centered. When you feel ready, take a few deep breaths and slowly begin to return from the garden. Bring back with you the sense of joy, wonder, and the spark of curiosity you experienced there. Open your eyes, feeling grounded and centered. Trust your creativity and embrace your unique sensitivity. These are your greatest strengths. Use them to explore the world with an open heart and a sense of adventure. Carry the positive energy of the enchanted garden with you throughout your day, embracing the opportunity to explore, learn, and find joy in the simple things. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if it has inspired you, please share it around you. Also, if you feel called to it, please subscribe to the podcast and leave me a review. It really helps to spread the word out. All your questions are welcome. You can send them to me on Instagram at rim.creativenergy.com or email me via my website rimcreativenergy.com, and don't worry, I'll share in the show notes exactly where to find me. Until next time, sending you loving creative energy.